second session. I am here with another amazing guest. If you tuned in for the first session, we spoke mental wellness. I had my brother come through, Mr. J. Lewis Franklin, and be sure to check out his book. Please ask him if he's okay. And also my mental wellness book, Level Up Your Mind, the ultimate guide to mental wellness. And without further ado, I would like to welcome Erica, also known as Miss Hazel. Welcome to Positive Mind Saturdays.
I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you for joining me. And this will be my last Saturday show. We're actually moving shows to Sundays, but same great show, just a different day of the week.
Yes,
So,
okay.
without further ado, how's your morning been so far?
It's been pretty cool. Like, I've just been really excited to make it here, so just feeling hopeful and excited. It's my birthday weekend.
Happy Nelson, can we get another round of applause? Happy birthday. I love birthday shows because obviously we want to celebrate you and all your success and everything you're putting on. But we want to celebrate another year, like another solar return around the earth. So congratulations. I want to wish you your birthday. So I want to get started, and I've viewed your page, and obviously you do so many amazing things. Let's start here. I want to get some background. First and foremost, where are you from? Let's start there.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Yes, STL. Right.
Okay, and I Am Rooted. So let's talk about how I Am Rooted was birthed, why it's so important, and what is the overall goal with it, and how you started it from there.
Yes. So I founded I Am Rooted, established it actually in 2019, but the idea came up to my heart and my spirit in 2018 when I was in my last year of grad school for mental health counseling, and I just, for me, it just was something that's very personal, right? But also where I can brand it to my business. So I Am Rooted is my community-based practice, my brand, where I teach Black, brown boys and girls how to connect their mind with their bodies through creative outlets, music, mental health services, choreography, dance, and connected business resources.
All those things are really, really important, especially for the young. And I see, obviously, movement is one of the things that you're very passionate about. I've seen some videos. Definitely moving. So how important it is for one to just get moving? How important is it?
It is so important. Literally, it's not even just the fact of just doing it. It's like so important down to the T of like even scientifically. You know, the mind is so powerful. So even as we daydream or whatnot, that activates cells in your body as if you're actually doing. You envision yourself running and walking. It literally activates cells in your body. So the importance of just movement, it can ignite motivation, because motivation alone, it's rough out here sometimes, and so moving and stillness can be moving too. Sitting with yourself, and just, you know, whether it's nature, going for a walk, dance, writing, journaling, and then all these things that's out of your mind down on the paper or even visually. It's just really, really significant.
It's all about moving. For me, I know for me, what helps me is, so 2 times a week, I walk about 30 minutes on a treadmill, and then at least 2 times a week, weight training. And that obviously that helps me with my mental wellness. But like you said, you just want to get moving.
Yes.
So that could be walking in nature, park, just anything that has to do with moving, swimming, playing basketball. So I feel like that's very important. So how important is it? Obviously, movement is important to you, but dancing. I see you doing a lot of dancing. And I wish I could move like that.
Yeah, you know, look, you got a little dancing. I know it. Everybody do. Everybody do.
Little something, but it looks like you have a lot of fun and you're very passionate about it. So where did that come from?
Yes. It came from Lil E, the inner girl in me. When I was like literally probably 4 or 5 years old, it just became like another outlet of like a language for me. Now, as a kid, it's like I didn't, of course, know how to put that, you know, in form or together. Like, hey, I can express myself through X, Y, Z. It just felt like another way if I can just be free. I felt connected. I felt grounded. I felt empowered, like just really confident. And you know, I didn't know that it was also helping me navigate through, in a way, trauma. Like, you know, so I got older enough and then started studying it. And my background in 2019. The idea came to my spirit in 2018. However, it was founded literally, the idea or whatnot, like on the green meadow of the Beltline through a time of me moving. Yeah, it was a low time and in the journey, and I'm just gonna call it for what it was. You know, I was experiencing some depression, came down to the green meadow, just was writing in my sketchbook. I am me. I am rooted.
And I definitely want to just. So let's deep dive into that name, because when I saw that name, it instantly gave me a. I had questions in a good way, because obviously the root is very important. When you think about a tree,
Right. Yeah.
you see this big, small tree, but you see these big, beautiful trees, and you wonder how they stand up, how they stay stable in the earth, but it's because of the root. And the name I Am Rooted is very, 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 it stood out to me. So obviously you chose that name. How important is being grounded to you? How important is that to you, just being grounded in your roots?
It's everything to me. It's, literally like the foundation. When you're grounded, the foundation. Even assessing, looking back at your foundation of what you're rooted in, because some roots can be dead roots. What are some things you need to shed, or water, or plant, or whatever the case may be? So it's everything. The foundation of just this root. What is it? What is it made and compiled of, and what is it growing to become? And just standing on all 10.
Yeah. And that's so amazing. And then obviously with rooting, I looked at your social media page and I see you so many amazing things. And social media is obviously the space that a lot of us use to be able to put out what we're doing. How important is social media for you in putting out your dance videos? I'm sure you get a lot of hits from people just saying, hey man, I love the videos, but I want to be able to move like that too.
Right.
So do you offer coaching or training sessions for younger girls? That's something they want to get into?
Yes, I do. Definitely for the youth. I also work with some college age students too. Nice. Yes. So whether it's one-on-one, dance classes, that could be dance, hip hop, contemporary, beginner friendly, or just even appraise, just really different ways of how they can move their body. So definitely with that for sure. Definitely with the kids. Yeah. And then what was the one right before that?
Obviously social media.
Oh, social media, like the importance. Yes, thank you. So I feel like, to a degree, yes, social media can be helpful. And I started this thing out like, trying to get the social media up, but I would say the in-persons was so enriched. Like you just come across different people, even on the Beltline. Like I was like the dancing therapist coming to the streets. Literally there's a group session, there's a one-on-one underneath the bridge or whatnot. So that in person was just so enriched to me. But word of mouth, travel. So it's gonna hit social media somehow. So it's helpful. It's helpful to get it out there.
Yeah, and I know, like you said, word of mouth is so important, because that's how people have moments where they go viral, and it could be something as simple. And a lot of times, the funny part about it is, it could be a video that they didn't expect that people love, and it'll just go viral, and people be sharing it,
Right. Right. Yeah.
It'll just grow legs. So I think the power of social media, especially for what it is you do, is so important. So I want to ask a question, because obviously you got a birthday today. So what is a piece of advice that you would tell your younger self? Let's just go back and say 18-year-old Erica, aka Hazel. What is a piece of advice that you would give yourself to your 18-year-old self that they pick up today? It could be anything.
I love that. I would tell her to be fearless, standing in your power. Fearless, standing in your power, and not to shrink yourself to comfort somebody else's own insecurity. Go for it. You want to go dance? Go dance. You want to go to like an event or whatever, club or organization. I was in college at the time, or just whatever. Like you can do it. don't have to wait on nobody to give you a yes or a no. You know, you are your own person.
How important is it for females to have like a mentor to help guide them? Because obviously you know this, but you have younger women and younger teens who are looking up to your page when they're searching through different places to pick up content and they follow on your page. Obviously they're looking for you. How important is it to be that mentor to the girls coming up behind you?
Yes, yes. Extremely important. And even as I say that is very important, I also want to emphasize the space of vulnerability, especially, you know, with Black women and, you know, Black young girls as well, because, you know, getting into a role of mentor or leadership, sometimes it can feel pressure, like, you know, all right, we're almost just like this almost like this face, like, okay, you know, you got to have it together. And I remember when I had taught line dancing at the Capitol, like it was like about a week or 2 weeks ago, there was this woman who had this really cool little card game, and it was like, what is something that you pretend that is cool, but it's not. And it was like saying that I can do it all on my own, and I would not like to do it all on my own. And so I would like to really remind even those who are looking up to me, it's like, okay, cool. For those, you know, for those who are looking up, to know that vulnerability, discernment, experience, mistakes, is all part of the game.
All part of the process. They definitely want to trust the process. And although it can be tough trusting the process, it's still one of those things that, because in life you have failure, you have highs, you have lows, but it's all about sticking to the narrative of trusting the process. Understanding that life is a marathon, and you're going to have to go through your highs and lows, ebbs and flows, just to get where you want to go. So I think that's really important and a great point you brought up on. And obviously, so with your birthday being today, what are some ways you want to celebrate your birthday? Because the solar return is like, I'm a big birthday person. If you haven't noticed, I love celebrating individual birthdays because I just feel like you only get one a year, right? And obviously, we went to the moon. We had the Artemis 2 moon expedition, and I love birthdays because, like I said, you get one a year. But it's your special day. So obviously, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, so if they want to give you birthday shout outs. Just let them know where they can find you at. Because I want to make sure we jam in that we have a birthday show today, and I'm really excited about it. I'm enthused about it.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I'm a big birthday person too. Yes, you can find me on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, at I am rooted underscore. I am rooted underscore, and it's a black and white logo. Yeah.
So let's get those birthday comments flowing in because show love on the birthday.
Yes, and also it's on YouTube too. I am rooted LLC, and they got some numbers behind it, but you should be able to find it.
So follow all those places. So
Google me.
So any birthday plans for today, and then you can be generic. So we don't want nobody to just follow you.
Okay.
But we can just give us overall. What are your plans for today? Spend time with family,
friends, and to do what I gave that 18-year-old self advice. You know, just live, going with the flow, enjoying just my essence, celebrating me, and being okay with that, accepting love. You know, accepting to receive that while giving that.
I got a birthday coming up, actually in August. So my solar return is actually approaching. I'm really trying to figure out what I want to do with it. Fresh you me, I'll know when it gets closer to that. So what I want to do is we're going to take a short break, and we are here with Erica, aka Hazel, and this is a birthday show, so y'all be sure to show love, send those comments, send those happy birthday well wishes, and when we come back, we're going to deep dive and figure out how Erica maintains her mental wellness and keeps her mental health intact, battling all these things we have going on in today's world. So y'all keep it locked to Positive Mind Saturdays with your host, Positive B. White. Be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube page at 101 TKO Radio. be sure to give your boy a follow on Positive Be White on all social media. Y'all keep it locked in. We'll be right back. Saturdays. I am your host, Positive Be White, and I am here with Erica, aka Hazel. We got a birthday show today, so I'm really excited to be able to share this with my guest. It's her birthday, so y'all be sure to give her some birthday love. Be sure to check out her on social media at I Am Lewis, so you can drop those happy birthday comments. I'm a big fan of solo turns. I think it's really important for us to celebrate those because it can all end really quickly. So obviously we spoke about how I Am Rooted began and why it's so important. So this next session, I want to speak more and deep dive more into mental wellness because I'm a big advocate on mental wellness and how each individual stays mentally capable to handle stuff going on there in this everyday world. So, Eric, how do you handle mental wellness and why is mental wellness so important to you and how do you handle and navigate those things?
Yes. Well, being honest with myself, because if you're not honest with you, you can't be honest with others. And so, definitely advocate and recommend therapy. So for me, speaking only for myself, making sure that I'm staying in touch even with my own therapist, and just because we have blind spots sometimes. Sometimes you think like, hey, I'm doing well in this cycle, and you may be very much so doing well and growing and developing, but there at the same time can still be some blind spots that could be hindering where you could go. And so therapy, dancing, if I'm like too far from like the studio or like the gym, and it's been a minute, 9 times out of 10, just even my space alone kind of start to reflect that. I'm like, oh, it's getting a little cluttered around here. Oh, kind of isolated a little bit. Didn't realize I kind of stepped back a little bit. And so just like mental health hygiene, taking care of myself, finding a church of my own, connecting there. It's been very helpful. And just, being around the right and aligned people who say like, hey, it's okay for vulnerability, who respects that, who cherishes that, and who you can trust with that.
Absolutely. I think everybody handles mental wellness differently, and even for me, I think therapy and then this platform for me is therapeutic because it obviously gives people a space to come on and share their success stories, but at the same time, I can have people come on and tell how they deal with their mental issues or problems or anxieties, and then I absorb that, and now it becomes one of the things that I use. Because obviously you got to figure out what works for you, but finding out what works for someone else is also a way for you to figure out, okay, maybe I can try that.
Right.
Maybe I can give that a try. And I think therapy is so important for everybody, but I know of us men in general, because for me it was a little scary at first, but it's an ongoing thing, and I do use the therapy we have administered through my job. So we have sessions that we can do throughout the year, so I do take advantage of that, and I love this space because I can share those success stories that I had in therapy.
Yes.
Because we all go through stuff, and we have silent battles that we fight.
That's right.
But I just want to appreciate you for just sharing the testimony on why it's so important. So obviously, mental wellness, and then you mentioned you're from St. Louis. So I want to kind of start from the beginning, deep dive. What impact did St. Louis have on you moving to Atlanta, and how is St. Louis so important in your upbringing and your story?
Yes. I will always rep my city. I got love for my city, STL,
STL.
Okay, shout out to the Lou. I wanted to like just expand my horizon. I wanted more. I wanted to see what more was there out there. And, even with Atlanta, back in 2017, it was just like, wow, so much history, Black excellence. I mean, even Black kids, entrepreneurs and dance community and just connecting. And so it really brought me there. Like, I can integrate my education, my roots, like just, learning even more about myself as well. And just being surrounded around just like other, Black excellence. So then also in St. Louis, it does have like, it has its wows, like, okay, sometimes be seen as the underdogs, but we really contribute a lot in different ways, even to the culture. And at the same time, gun violence, gangs, and then, generational cycles and patterns, I wanted to interrupt that. And I did. I wanted to interrupt that, and I did. And I just wanted to see where I can go. Because, the mentorship, the guidance is so important. I felt like I always wanted that growing up. Like, yeah, it'd be some cool things to be able to do. And it was like, oh, but to have that steady guidance or, was very important. And I would have really liked that even growing up. I had some people that poured into me even at school and different things like that, like grown-ups. But just that St. Louis, I love my city, and it's just like at the same time, it'd be like violence and just different things. And yes, cities have its own things as well. Interrupting that, I always say, like, I want to not only invest in me, but also like in the community and what I learn and the connections I make. I want to be able to contribute and water and invest like even into my own city. So not just like, oh, I'm leaving St. Louis because gun violence and everybody be tripping. It's like, no, let's bring it back home because I know we got so much more to give. Let's give more mental health services because my first therapy wasn't in a therapy session. It was dance. It was music. That was my therapy. I just started unraveling it with a safe person.
And then shout out to the new, like I know for me, St. Louis has some history. And I know Nelly.
St. Louis too.
How important was that? Just having that group, obviously Nelly. Growing up,
I'm impactful
just with
obviously with
music, and the Air Force One.
Okay.
Because I'm a sneaker.
Yes.
So
Shoe game.
yeah, when Air Force when that song came out, it was like
you felt it. It was like
this is it.
So
How important was Nelly and
just
for example Nelly and the St. Louis? How important was that
for you just to know
know
that
that
some people
coming from St. Louis they have your same ambitions,
Yeah.
trying to be impactful? How important was that for you?
It was hopeful. It was exciting. It was made me feel confident. Like I was just so passionate, even with the dance, and like it's just like, yeah, you seeing somebody on TV in the media that's from your hometown. You like, yeah, I can do that, And then even in the community, like I remember as a little girl, I spotted out Nelly in the mall. They had already shut down the mall, but me and my mom was still kind of like the ones like kind of like left in the mall. And I remember saying, and it was just really cool. Like he was a cool dude, he was nice and everything. But just seeing that media like thing, this is from my hometown. Like y'all doing it, and I mean from the aesthetics, the swag, the rap, because I do music as well.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the music. So obviously we talk about the dance, but let's talk about the music. How did you get into the music, and what kind of music you do?
Yes. So I got into music like just where I would like do jam sessions or songwrite. More so like with my dad in the car when he's like with his friends.
Shout out to the dads out there. Shout out to the dads out there.
Yes.
Girl dad here. Shout out to the girl dad.
And so we would like do like little freestyles. But I really love like poetry as well, so I would songwrite. It's not until and like I really appreciate my voice, and I say that just like humbly and confidently because growing up I was like, oh, I have a little bass in my voice, and I try to raise it up a little bit. But I just start owning that. You know what? This is what it is. This is what it is, and so that actually opens some doors. Like in the last 2 years with hosting, like literally, like wow, you have like a voice. I would really like to hear more of that, or kind of see you in your own element and essence. So I would host at karaoke's. I would sing. I would do little songs or raps. I would do spoken word, and then it wasn't until like at the end of last year that I was like, let me get actually on the mic. I'm the one in the background, writing the songs, and so I did that, and I got like, I'm working on my songs. I still got a lot, but I do have 2 that's already released, and my sound is very like it's amped, yet it gives like nostalgia, grounded, root. It's like Erykah Badu, India Ari, but turn it up with a message.
Okay. Well, shout out to the music. So we're gonna take
wrap some things up. But I want to get more into mental wellness as well, and then I want to figure out the dance, how we can incorporate the dance and bridge that gap. 'Cause I think that's an amazing talent, and that's have an amazing story. So we'll take a short break. I'll keep it locked in. I'll be back with Erica, aka Hazel, the birthday girl. Y'all keep it locked in. Positive Be White. Welcome back to Positive Mind Saturdays with your host, Positive Be White. I am here with Erica, aka Miss Hazel. So obviously it's her birthday, but she does some amazing things outside of that. So I want to give her, open up the space. You got some things coming down the pipe. You mentioned let's talk about that, and then I had to make sure I got that right. I want to make sure I get things right, you know, because I can slip up sometimes. I'm human. But let's talk about those two things that got coming up.
Yeah. So the Sweet Auburn Music Fest, I'll be performing that Mother's Day weekend, and you catch me on Sunday. And yes, definitely have some great things in store. You know, we're performing songs, spoken word, and just things like like that. So I'm looking forward to that. And the Motivational Movement Mondays is another way, initiative, how I promote as far as the importance of movement, just connecting with other creatives and other like-minded people, whether it's young adults or even kiddos, in a fun, creative outlet way, and that can be, again, just through different ways they see therapy, and how they feel like that movement. Just get it moving, because I love Mondays. I grew to love Mondays. Treat your Mondays like a Friday. And then we have the Walk It Out Wednesday mixers. Dance and walk it out. Hey, walk it out. Yes, and it's exactly, okay, it was definitely inspired with the culture. And just a bridge where we have and host in studios and other places that highlight movement for mixers. Dancers, artists, creatives, and we have a panel. And it's a fun discussion, and also, like, later, have fun and socialize first.
So obviously got some of the things coming down the line, and that sweet. I think that's going to be very impactful because that obviously Atlanta is a mecca, and you see I read listened to a video and it was talking about how many millionaires are created here in Atlanta, and why it's so easy to become a millionaire is because of the network we have. And then as we network and intermingle with each other, collaboration is the key to success. Because you're never going to be able to do everything by yourself. But as we collab and network with each other, your network expands. So that's how we always work. And I think that's the reason why Atlanta has become such a mecca for millionaires and multi-millionaires. Because you see it's just the collaboration, linking partnerships, all those things are important for us to grow and how we grow. So obviously you got those two things coming down the line, and then the movement Mondays. I love that. That is phenomenal. I think as we battle like obesity in the world, getting moving and daily exercise, and especially for those who don't want to get caught in a mundane exercise. I think dancing is a way to kind of break that.
Right, it is.
And especially for I got a daughter, she's turning 5. She does gymnastics, but she loves YouTube videos, so she's in there dancing and all kind of things. But I like to see it because obviously she's moving. So shout out to you for that. And then before we wrap up, obviously spoke on mental wellness. We talked about some of the things you got going on. How can people help you with Iron Room? What are some support things that you need for people to do to help you with that whole Iron Room?
Yes. Well, I would say being on this platform is one of them. So thank you. Appreciate you. Platforms. I mean, I really like that though that you even asked that question, because you'd be like, you know what, right? How could I get some support? I mean, no,
I want to support you, and it's all about supporting a support system, networks. I just want to give you a space to maybe tell people how they can help you grow, cultivate everything I can.
I would really appreciate being able to be in spaces just like that on platforms that can be able to help me and the brand be able to grow and expand and reach others, whether it's workshops. I'm also a licensed professional counselor, so not just an advocate as well, definitely an advocate, but also licensed behind it. And so just being able to do interactive workshops, platforms, interviews like this, events, and I'm also even looking into having some ambassadors or interns in the future to really expand in the team as well. So that I'm open. I'm open. What's aligned and divined, I'm with.
Absolutely. Be sure to let me know how I can assist and support and just help network for you. I'm a big fan of partnerships. Partner up on events or anything that you just let me know. Reach out, and then let's move on from there. And then before we get out of here, let everybody know how they can contact you on social media and how they can reach you if they want to book you for something. young girl wants to just get advice from you, how can they reach you?
Yes. You can also Google me as well. So you can go on Google and type in Erica Paschel. So that's ERICAPASCHEL. Or you can type in I Am Rooted. You can find me on Instagram as well, like as far as the social media. Also, my work number is also online as well, so you can contact me through that. Email. Look, I'm there. So, and I do want to say too, just even with being rooted, this is just a gentle reminder to all the listeners, even including myself. There's gonna be seasons, and with seasons are reasons. There's gonna be seasons, and sometimes, it may feel like there's some ups, there's some downs. Remember, what makes you rooted is when you come back even 10 times strong. Think of a flower pot or a big garden. You see, like, dang, okay, wow, this green area may be a little low, or it may have withered, but guess what? It pop out somewhere else. Because you cannot, when you're divinely protected and spiritually connected, you got it. You got it. Yes.
That's a bar right there.
Okay. Get that on the shirt.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's just behind those out.
So shout out to you for coming through. I want to thank you again for coming through and joining me on Positive Mind Saturdays, which will be moving to Positive Mind Sundays in May. But y'all be sure to stay locked in because same great show, just a different day of the week. And also, if you could, please do me a solid. I am in the runnings for Entrepreneur of Impact.
Yes.
With that, I have a chance to be featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, get a one-on-one mentoring session with FUBU founder Damon John, and also win a $25,000 cash reward, which could help me expand Positive Mind Sundays and make sure the guest experience is on point. So if I do win that, I'll be able to donate to various charities and causes, but also, I promise, if you guys could vote for me, my guests will always leave here with something. And with that being said, be sure to go to my pages at Positive Be White, and I have the link pinned to the top. So if you want to vote for me, it takes obviously like 5 to 10 seconds. Go on there, hit vote, and you can do your thing, and you can donate votes as well. For every vote is $1. So the minimum is $10, but you can go all the way up to $250. I ain't saying you got to spend $250. But put a little 10 spot on it, a little 20 spot on it, and $20 equals 20 votes. So be sure to help your boy out because that's all I ask.
And you doing look, he rooted. He is rooted.
I don't actually much. So shout out for Erica, a.k.a. Hazel, for coming through. Positive Mind Saturdays. Sending happy birthday and well wishes to you as well. Hopefully you enjoy your weekend. Have a great day, and thanks for coming through. Y'all keep it locked in for the next show coming May 3rd. It's your boy Positive Minds. Positive Mind Sundays will be the name of the show with your boy Positive Be White. Be sure to follow me on all social media at Positive Be White. We'll catch y'all next time in May. Peace.